welcome to our game of the week. This week we are featuring Oratory against Kercem. We're at the training ground of Oratory, and as you can see, it's very blistery conditions at the moment. Just over the back, the team are preparing for the upcoming game, and we're just about to have an interview with Micheal Vella, the head coach, on his thoughts of the game coming up. Stay with us. So we're now joined for our game of the week by Micheal Vella, head coach, of course, of Oratory. Into the second part of the season now, Micheal, we see your influence now starting to come into the way your team is playing and the way you line up. Are you happy with the progress and sort of just going into the early part of the second season?
You mentioned a very important aspect which I'm concentrating on, the progress, development of each player, both individually and collectively. To tell the truth, I met some difficulties, especially the mentality of the players. It was hard to work with, but I'm pleased, not only for the results, but as you said, we had to take into account from where we started and where we are getting. So I think there has been improvement. Still, it's not enough. We have to keep on striving to improve each individual player, and hopefully at the end we would obtain our objectives.
Leads me nicely to the second question, Micheal. How long do you feel, as an experienced coach, how long does it take a coach to sort of stamp his style on a team after coming in? Is it like 2 seasons, 1 season, 3 seasons? Obviously it's an ongoing process. Does it take a long time?
It depends on the atmosphere. It depends on the organization at the club. There are many factors, but most importantly, it's the players, the willingness of the players. You see how many of them want to improve, how many of them just drop out and don't want. They show you that they can't stand it. So hopefully there is a group of young players here. They are showing that they want, and I am very happy with this attitude. And when we have this attitude and this hunger, I think, as I told you before, each of them will look back at the season and realize that they have improved, both as a player individually and even for their future as a team. That's my objective, part of my job.
It's very important when you have a smallish squad that the players all get on board, the young guys coming through, the senior players helping, because that creates that winning mentality. Would you agree?
Yes, of course. Especially, I noticed that, especially in the last match, we had 4 or 5 players out. Those who came in replaced them very good, and finally we got the points that most of defense and goals. I think they thought we had no chance against them, but the mentality was there, and those who substituted, who came in from the others, they did a great job.
Fantastic. That's where also you coming off the back of a very, very good win against Xewkija by 2-0. But it wasn't just the 2-0 win for me. Watching the game, I felt that you played controlling football from the back to the forward. I mean, you had very good control of the game. You took your chances when you needed to take them, and I thought it was an overall good Oratory performance last week.
Yes, that was our strategy. We focused on their strong points. We tried to limit their 2-3 most influential players. We tried to limit them as much as possible, and we prepared well the strategy, and it worked. Hopefully and thankfully it worked. Now we cannot just stand on this last performance. We have to not forget it, but we have to start to focus on next match, because it's a very, very important match for us.
Which brings me again into the next question. You're up against a very good Kercem side this season. They've been very impressive. They play very good, playing out from the back. You know, they keep control. They have a lot of possession of the ball. We noticed in the last game they struggled a little bit when they come up against 2 lines of 4, and they came out with the 1 point. But again, it's still a team that you've got to be a little bit wary of,
Yes,
Micheal.
We respect a lot Kercem. We know they are doing a great job. They have 16 points, second place, so I think it's a fantastic achievement for them. But I think if we are concentrated and show the spirit we have shown in the last matches, I think we can get at least a good performance, and hopefully, as I always say, we get something from the match.
And winning games breeds confidence as well, doesn't it? Obviously.
The most important thing is we get some points, because
Exactly.
we need them at this stage of the competition.
Last question before I let you get out the window and back to your players. How are you injury-wise now? You had a lot of players missing. Are they slowly recovering, or can you expect anyone back for the weekend?
It's difficult for next match. We will have a lot of missing players,
Still.
but we have to work with the players we have. It's no excuse. We play, we try to match our opponents, and I think if we are concentrated and stick to our strategy we are preparing, I think we should do a good job.
Fantastic. We're all looking forward to that game. Thanks for joining us today, Micheal. Good luck.
Thank you.
Get out the wind. See you at the weekend. Ciao. Thank you, Micheal. So good morning and welcome to part 2 of our game of the week. We are currently at the Oratory and Kercem Stadium. Once again, we have not great conditions, a lot of water on top of the pitch. We were just about waiting for Elton, the coach of Kercem, to join us for part 2 of this interview. He'll be bringing us up to date on his midweek game, where unfortunately they went out of the cup over in Malta, and also on last week's game, and of course on the game coming up against Oratory, which will be on Monday evening. So stay with us, we'll be back in a minute. Thank you. So Elton, thanks for joining us for the game of the week, of course, which is coming up with Oratory. Just to touch on the last performance first of all, before we move forward. Obviously, you'd probably see it as some points dropped. We wasn't really our Kercem performance we've been used to as late, and obviously for different reasons. They're a very hard team. I think we talked about after the game to break down with 2 banks of 4. So it's re-motivation time, and let's get the boys back out there, eh?
No, I don't fully agree with you, John.
Okay.
I think the boys created a lot of chances. We had completely the full control of the match in our hands. We were building the game. We were passing very good. We were doing the runs. Obviously, we were a bit unlucky. We didn't have that final touch. If I have to be disappointed, I will be disappointed for the last touch into the net. But the rest, I think it was very good. We were overlapping. We were doing the runs. Everything was good. The ball was in our hands all the time. So nothing to complain, just for dropping 2 points. Yes, I'm a bit angry and sad, obviously.
And of course, you also had some serious injuries to deal to in the match as well. You couldn't field your full squad. Your bench was a little bit thin.
Yeah, agreed.
So you can't change the game so much.
I mean, we played without Louis at the back. Obviously, he's a very good motivator. He's a very good leader, and we missed him a lot. Definitely, we are missing as well Andrew, due to surgery which he had to undergo. At the same time, we've got John Paul, long time now missing. Yeah, but the rest of the group is doing very well, and I'm very happy with their performance. I'm very proud of my lads.
Fantastic. So no major changes really. I mean, you know, it's just to get back on the training pitch, adjust a few things. I mean, every team has an up and a down day. I mean,
yeah. I mean, then we went last Wednesday went to play against Marsa. I mean, Marsa is a first division team. They are contenders. They want to go to the Premier League. And we gave them not a hard match, but the match was in our control. For the first 90 minutes, definitely we could have won easily the match, because we had 3 open score chances and they didn't have any, apart from the 2 goals scored. So the boys did another great job. obviously after the 90th minutes we were dead. We had to do some substitutions, and as you know, at the moment the squad is a bit short, so obviously things didn't look good in the last 30 minutes in the extra time.
And that's a nice thing now for the boys as well, to get it out the system. They're going to put in a good performance, set you up nicely. Up against Oratory, Elton, this week, a much improved Oratory, I think, this season. They're starting to play a little bit nice football, still in the wrong end of the table, but it's another game that you've really got to think about.
Yeah, I mean it's a very difficult match. I'm sure they are organised, they are prepared as well. We are Saturday morning here in the school, so we are preparing very, very well for the match. I mean, the boys are ready. We know how important these 3 points. We're hungry for these 3 points, so definitely we're going to give our heart out on the pitch.
Fantastic. Last question. We've seen you make a cameo appearance in the last game off the bench, showing some of the old touches and runs that made you what you were, of course, in the old days. Can we see that again, do you think?
I mean, as I said, John, I mean the team is the squad is a bit short. At the same time, you have to give your not 100% as a coach, as 120%, to give them the right message that you're giving your all. If they maybe needed that extra help from my side, because obviously there were no more substitutions. Definitely, I'm gonna be there. I mean, we embarked on a very nice journey together with this group. We started this project 2 years ago. We're together as one family, so that's what it counts at the end.
Last question then. Any sore muscles the next day, or?
No, I can play 90 minutes next against Oratory, so who knows.
Thanks for joining us. Good luck at the week. We'll look forward to the game. Bye. Bye.